Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Lagos. A lovely Saturday. It just rained and the weather is so clear now and it's bright. The French people say après la pluie le beau temps. After the rain, fair weather. It's a fair weather. You see, I wouldn't know what you're going through, but my prayer, my volition for you today, this moment, that after you have watched this video, the dark cloud of pain, of negativity, of suffering will go over you. Just go. You'll be clearer. You'll be better. Because the things we're going to be discussing here today, we'll be working to make sure that the dark clouds actually go. So, what are we talking about? Programming. Okay, now, well, I'm talking about computer programming. We're talking about programming the most sophisticated computer on the planet, the human mind. Okay, your mind is a super duper computer, and for want of a better word, that is what it is, and it can, now mark me, your mind can never fail. It can never err, and it was built with that mentality never to fail, never to err. But you see, your mind can only make a mistake, can only err to the extent of the error of the program that is running it. You see, every computer is useless without an operating system, which is a program, without an application, which is a program. Okay, so the human mind is also like that. It has to be loaded with programs for it to function. Yes. Now, from age 0 to 8 in your life, society, that's your parents, dad and mom, uncles, aunts, maybe brothers and sisters, your teachers, the media, the movies you were watching, the news items you listen to, all these things worked to program you towards certain belief systems in life. Now, you see, in friendship, there's a programming. Okay? You have heard people say that good friends are hard to find. When things look so good, then you don't trust it. It doesn't. No, good things don't last. All those kind of things. Nothing lasts forever. They tell you these things, and they tell you, women fear women. Women are deadly. They tell you men cannot be trusted. Men are pricks. They are dogs. You tell all those kind of things. These are all programmings, and you take them into your life. That's dangerous. Now, like I said, thoughts are programming elements. They are the building blocks of reality. Okay? They are the proteins of the mind. Okay? So thoughts, we have already said, generate emotion. The emotion generates realities. The emotion you feel from your thoughts determine how the external world responds to you. When you meet somebody, sometimes you just feel like you don't like this person. That's because the kind of programs that are running in that person are of low vibration and they are affecting you negatively, and you don't want to stay around that person. You want to pull away. That is programming versus programming. You see, and then there are also people that you meet. Oh God, you just love them. You want to be around them. But because of the programming you have, it makes you cling. It makes you act needy towards them, and they rebuff you. They push you away. These are programming levels in life. And my friend, you need to understand the programs in your life and tell yourself whether you need them or not. To just live your life, irrespective of the programs that are running at the background, is to live your life unconsciously. Now, these programs, they go to the subconscious of your mind and run. Right? Now, there are programs around money. There are programmings around relationship. You need to identify them. Now, listen. Programs from, like we said, from age 0 to 8, you were being programmed. because you were open like a book and you were absorbing from your society, from everybody. Anybody who had significance in your life, programmed you without being conscious of it. And it is not their fault. They were programmed that way. And those who programmed them that way programmed them that way. And there is the societal programming, there is familial, that's the family programming, there is the institutional programming where you work, the school you attended, all of these programmings are there. But the thing is this, programmings are not bad things. If they are coming from a low vibrational frequency in the sense that they give you heartache, they give you pain, they give you unhappiness, they pull you back from your dreams, then they are negative. You need to put them down, because a program cannot be higher than the vibrational frequency from where it was created. You can't have a drug addict programming you for good. You can't have an angry person, a curser, a disrespecter of people programming you for good. You have to be conscious of people you expose yourself to. This is why I advise you, surround yourself, populate your mental spaces with items that are of high vibrational frequency, good music, good programs. And in fact, there's other thing you can do to help your programming work, to create better programming. Is, first of all, you need to rise. That's the first important thing, because there are two ways you can overcome negative programming. The first one, or one of them, not really first, there's no other. One of them is for you to rise above the vibrational frequency of the programs running in you. When you rise above, they can't get you. That is where you go into, you get some good music that will elevate you. Okay, you get good books that you can read. Those will elevate you. And then you do what you call selfless service. You do things to people that makes them happy. See, getting somebody light up with joy can actually elevate you vibrationally, emotionally too. It lifts you. But when all those things spend and they are gone, you return to your status quo and the bad programming are still there to run you. So what do? The best level is to perpetually stay elevated and also make efforts to deprogram yourself from this. How do you deprogram yourself from negativity? It's simple. Just don't allow the program to run. Simple. How do you do that? Not by resisting, not by fighting them. No, leave them. But when they are running, you will know. They come by way of subtle emotions or powerful emotions. Don't give in to the emotions in you. If the emotion does not give you joy, don't give into it. If the emotion does not give you a sense of high self-esteem or a sense of self-worth, don't give into it. Surrender only to emotions that are positive, that fulfill the plan that you have laid for your life. Those are the programs to go for. There are people who are bad. You call them bad. Okay, I don't call them bad. Criminals, you might say. They are so good at what they do. They pray and they go out and they succeed big time. They become what you call genius. If there's anything like genius in criminality, they become so good at criminality that whatever they set out to do, they succeed. Why? Because they have created a program around that action and they succeed each and every time they step out. That is the function of effective programming. And it can be different for you. Create one. That's it. And then the other thing is that at the very beginning of all of these challenges, I advise people, when you wake up in the morning, start with gratitude. Gratitude is a very high vibrational frequency item. You get a journal where you write your gratitude. I always say start with 10. Since I read the book The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, I saw and I got the power of gratitude. It is massive. Write down. I am very grateful for having a bed to sleep in, for having a house to sleep in. That, even if you don't have a house, if you have a place to spend the night, no matter how you slept and you woke up, write it. Now the thing is this, is to feel the emotion of that gratitude, not just to write it. No, you have to feel it. Because it is the feeling that generates your reality. So, if you are asking for good health, for instance, you write, I am grateful. Let's even start from here. Something I learned some time ago recently said, I accept the decisions that brought me to this place right now. Now that tells me that I'm very powerful, that my decision takes me somewhere. Now, in that same situation, I am grateful to create a new decision right now that will give me the health that I desire. That's gratitude. Okay? If you don't have a good bed to sleep, you don't have a good house to sleep in, but you woke up that morning, right? I am grateful that I found a place to sleep till this morning. Thank you. Feel it. Then the second you can add, I am also grateful that someday soon I will have a good place to sleep in, a place I can call my own. Feel the emotions, because it is the feeling that is the realization. It is the realizer or the manifestor, the feeling. That is where you give magnetism to your mind to pull things that are of its frequency. So if you are in gratitude state, what do you think will come? You will pull in things that are in sync with gratitude, which is blessings. In my place, they say that it is the person that gives gratitude that asks for more to be done unto them. Your gratitude is your revelation, is your elevator. Learn to wake up with gratitude. Do 10 items every morning. And then when you go out, stay focused, stay grateful. Run away from criticisms. Run away from condemnation. Run away from things that are of lower frequency. So you should run away from things that makes people say, oh, people are cursing me. Like somebody showed me a program yesterday. He was talking about, can somebody be spiritually attacked? And that really, really got me thinking. You know, in Nigeria, we have this mentality of thinking that what we cannot see is spiritual. Now, I agree that what we cannot see is not, we think it's not material, but it's still material, but it's just subtle. Outside these physical things, we have the mental. Nobody talks about the mental plane. They just go to spiritual. Because everything, most of the time that we see in people who attack you, who give you attack, who try to hurt you, there are people who are very, very good at sending programs to people. Because whatever people think about you, you feel it. These people are only good at sending negative thoughts to people. They think bad things about people, they focus on it, and then they wish it out. You call them curses, subtle curses, silent curses. You feel them. But when your mind is open, when you are at the frequency of the curse, when you are the vibrational frequency, your system becomes a vibrational match to the program that they are sending, you get it. You see, I can tell you, in spaces right now, there are negative vibes flying around. You see, it can only affect people who are open to them. How do you get open to them? By being depressed, by being unhappy, by being critical, by being judgmental, by being in a state of cursing people. You open up to those frequencies. You drop to that frequency actually, and those elements will get you. Okay? It is as simple as that. It's like a flu going over the land. Negativity is a flu. It's a meta flu. But Nigerians, we call it spiritual flu. I don't know where they're getting that from, because in the spirit, there are no curses, there are no diseases. People who are operating at the mental level, people see them as spiritual. For instance, until I came into contact with a man called Gilan Gok, I was almost confused too that, okay, most of these pastors and seers, shamans, whatever they call themselves, are actually spiritual. It's all mental. Gilan Gok will look at you and tell you to write something down that you are thinking about. Or no, just tell you to think something. And we get this pen and paper and be writing. And it will show you, is that what you were thinking? It's exactly what is in your head. He's getting, how is he able to do that? In Nigeria, we say that's a prophet of God. He's able to know what is in my mind. This guy was able to predict a world football match. I think it's American football or something like that. He predicted the scores, at what time those goals were to be scored. He predicted and he got it right. This is a man who entered a vehicle with another person, and then he was blindfolded and he was driving on a racetrack. He was using the person's mind. He was using the person's thoughts to maneuver his course. He was listening, not with the ears now, listening in, feeling the person's thoughts, vibration. He was able to move and he didn't get any accidents. Okay, that's called channeling. So these things are not spiritual. There are people who are trained in it. They know how. They can look at you and are able to connect with your mind and get what is inside out. It's not spiritual, it's meta. Somebody can be trained on it. So don't be deceived. So if people are able to send curses to you, yes, they can. All they need to do is create a program, negative program that will undo you, and they send it to you. But it cannot hit you if you are not operating at that frequency of the program. What is the frequency? It is heavy, it is gross, and it is base. How do you know that? When you are judgmental, when you are critical, when you are feeling your low self-esteem, it's just a state of powerlessness. Okay, that is what it is. I will hope that with the coming of time, I'll be able to talk about the vibrational frequency, the calibration of the human frequency, so you can understand most of these things better. So don't let people deceive you about spirituality when it is not. Spirituality is not about suppressing people. It's not about cursing people. No spiritual person will curse another person. None. Because you know the implication. For example, the guy that is creating the negative programming that's sending to people, he first of all absorbs it before he shares it to other people. So it's not really good for the person. Because whatever you give, whatever you do to another, you do unto yourself. So, have you got the message? The powers are in your hands. You are the architect of your fortune and otherwise. So, what do? Start your day feeling pleased, feeling grateful. Because when you do this, your frequency is elevated. Stay there throughout the day. Be conscious of what is going on in your mind. Be conscious of your environment and do not plug into whatever does not empower you. Thank you.